Before you start out on your spiritual journey in this world, and what do I mean by spiritual journey? Spiritual journey is not religious. Spiritual journey, your spiritual journey begins when you understand that you will have to give up everything you have learned and known from the day you were born up to that specific point in time in order to pursue a path which might very much not be real to any and everyone else that exists in this world. It is a path of solitude that only you can walk because only you are you. I am not you and you are not me. Ultimately, I am walking my walk and you are walking your walk. My walk is not dependent, codependent, or even the slightest related to yours. My walk is my walk. This life and this all these things that I see only exist to me because I am here. But who am I? Am I my body? Am I my brain? Am I the information that has been concealed within this body since the day I was born? Who am I? Dear friends, that is a question that we all need to ask ourselves. And whenever a person genuinely, truly harnesses and develops the desire to want to know themselves, that's what prompts and sends us down the path of spirituality. What is spirituality? Understanding the essence of our being, which is not tangible and which is not revealed by our five senses. You know that there is something within you that knows all your secrets. There's a part of you that knows all your secrets, and yet you don't always act. Your body doesn't always act as though you know all your secrets. There is a part of you that always knows what's right, and yet you don't always do what's right. The real you is a being that's indifferent. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just experiencing this world. Pain is in the body. Tears, it's in the body. Even your thoughts, it's in the body. The real essence of a human being is in a place where thought cannot reach. And if thought cannot reach, then words cannot describe. So one has to experience it to even know it. And when you find it, you can't tell no one else about it. The best thing you can see, the best way you can experience someone who has found their spiritual path is simply by observing the way they live their lives. And the only way you can learn from them is not by talking to them, it's by imitating them. Because you will now see that within you, you also have that capacity to find yourself. And the real you is the master of your existence. If you don't know yourself, you can never know God, okay? It's so sad that all the religions in our world today would amass all these huge numbers of people and convince them that they are leading them to some type of paradise or to hell. And I'm not mocking your belief system. I'm just trying to explain to you that there is much more than that. And you can't find comfort in anything. You know, you will know you found comfort when everything ceases to exist. It's a journey. It's a journey that you cannot take if you are biased. It's a journey that you cannot take if you are attached to things in this world. Can you see your spirit with your eyes? No. Spirit is energy. Energy has its own reality, which is completely independent of the one we are experiencing. The reality that we are experiencing is actually this current reality of flashy stuff like this and all the good stuff that life has to offer. This day-to-day life is a byproduct of the supreme reality. And the supreme reality exists in a realm that we cannot collectively experience, we can only individually experience. So you have to walk your walk if you want to understand why you are here, what you're doing here. And when you find yourself, your job is not to go and tell everybody else who you are. No one will ever understand you. Only you can understand you. The only way you can interact with other human beings once you find yourself is through compassion. Why? Because at the very least, we understand that we as human beings, our experience in this world is part suffering and part joy. Joy comes when those who are not suffering take away the suffering of those who are suffering. Suffering persists when somebody else needs to be joyful at the expense of another. It's a puzzle. But before you begin that journey, you got to know yourself. Religion is something else, okay? You can believe whatever you want. If you can't prove it, it's really not true to anyone else. And holding on to it and 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 forcefully making yourself believe that the way you walk, the religion you practice is the only way. It's as though someone, I can't really find the right word to describe it, right? What I'm trying to say. But this is in a nutshell what I'm trying to say. It didn't take one person to build this aircraft. And there are many ways to build this aircraft. It is true that if you want to know how this aircraft was built, this specific one I'm looking at, you will have to go to Embraer, who is the manufacturer of this Embraer 120. But there are many other planes in the world that can get you, that can do everything that this plane can do. Think of your religion as this aircraft. Whatever your religion can do for you, other people's religion can do for them. Religion is not the measure of truth like that. Religion is just your personal belief and how you choose to interact with the people around you as far as what you collectively accept. But ultimately, spirituality is individual. It's personal. I'll see you in the next video, dear friends. It's time to go back to work and I'm starting to get distracted. But I'll pick up on this subject next time, talking about reality, because reality is the reason why someone can be suffering and you have everything it takes to take away their suffering. And yet you are convinced that they are going to hell, so you don't help them. Those of you who believe in Jesus, what did Jesus say? Did he not say that if you love your friends and those who love you, you haven't accomplished anything? True love is only measured when you love something that is not supposed to be loved. Take that as a lesson. And you can't love anyone if you can't love yourself. You can't even begin to know what it's like to love somebody else until you've learned to do it to yourself. And how can you love yourself if you don't know yourself? This is what I consistently ask. I have just recently set out on my journey of self-discovery. What do I mean? I mean a journey that was not scripted down by anyone that came before me and will not be scripted down nor repeated by anyone that comes after me. It is my journey. And I'm encouraging you to find yours. You know, since the day I started my journey, I now understand that every other human being that I see and interact with is a pilgrim. No matter how they treat me and how they act towards me, I am in full control of how I react. And my reaction should not be dependent on what they do to me or how they did it. It should be dependent on who I am. Who I am determines how I do and what I do, how I treat people, and where I decide to stay. Why? because none of this is real. I was born. Before I was born, to me, I didn't know airplanes. But from the day I was born to now, I have learned about airplanes. But then I am going to die. And after I die, will I come back to ride airplanes? No. That will be it. Figure it out, dear friends. Set forth on your journey. And remember, the point of you finding yourself is not to prove anyone wrong. It's just to teach you who you really are. Have a blessed one.